Okay. Betty Harris Howard is sitting with us tonight. She has...
taking notes.
I will. I have it right here. She is a new applicant for the planning board, so I spoke with her before the meeting, and I invited her to participate with us tonight. She understands she's not a voting member, but she'll be with us tonight. Amy is absent. Jen will be late. And I need to find my agenda.
That I didn't get.
I didn't see an agenda either.
It's here.
Is it? Did Jen send it out?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
She might have, but
Do you want us to sign in?
no.
No. Not yet. They don't have to sign in, right? Because they've already signed in once, Paul?
They should sign it.
They should again? Okay. Then I guess you're right.
Sorry.
I need to give them a pen. Okay.
One for Betty.
1 point for Betty.
Yeah, thank you.
Ooh, this is competition.
What does that say?
Paving. Paving company.
Do you still have to leave early tonight?
Nice pen though, isn't
Okay.
it?
Jen already called and asked me.
Because I wanted to make
Yeah.
sure.
No, I'm good.
Okay, we are going to start with McCarthy. So they don't have to sit through everything with us. We can just have them come to the table. We did discuss their relocation in a workshop.
Yeah, I did read that. Yeah, I read it.
Okay, so I went through the facts and findings, and tonight we need to talk about that relocation. I think we've already pretty much basically decided what we were doing in that workshop, but we just need to vote on it, so.
Yeah.
Come on up.
Do you wait here?
No, I was just here to answer any questions and see what it is that we can resolve for the sidewalk when we had a discussion of the sidewalk.
You guys said that there was no volume on the meeting for the, did Jen get back to you with what was discussed?
Just a quick overview, but no details at all.
Okay, so, do you have anything different to present to us, or?
No, I have a conceptual septic design done.
Just at that site walk, we were missing a couple items on erosion plan, 3 trees written
You
on
got the
there.
one here, the one that's in this corner, and then the other one right, the big back one.
Okay. So let me pull up my shoreline zone. I have too much stuff over here. Can you pull out your map and your shoreline zone book so that we can go over it? Because I have the little house.
The little house.
The little house that we discussed. In my folder. There's my little house. Yeah, there's my little house. And you guys remember we're only doing the relocation, we're not doing the expansion.
Right, that would mean we have to have a building inspector.
Right.
Is it existing?
Where's the proposed one?
Yeah, it's the one in the middle.
Cause I think that's like,
Yeah.
I wrote our notes here. What we ended up with at that workshop was, we were missing an erosion plan, a revegetation plan, the revegetation for the 3 big pine trees that were coming down. We did our measurements. We had 56 feet on the front corner, 53 on the other corner. 10 feet on the back, 26 on the side, 21 on the side, which I think was just in line with this almost to the T.
I was trying to figure out what you mean.
When we were doing, I'm just talking out loud, recapping what we had discussed.
Oh, because you're saying 10 on the front, I'm trying to understand what you're at.
10 on the street side,
Yeah,
from the, just like you had it drawn.
alright.
Yeah, on the back, yeah, on the street.
Yep.
I guess that is the front.
Okay.
On the water side.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with it, yeah.
So basically, we need to vote on that. And I wanna just go through this with you real quick, just to refresh our memories, that we were doing the original footprint of the house. So this deck portion was not included, the proposed deck area was not included in our relocation, because that's considered an expansion. Correct, Andy? Isn't that what we
Yes.
discussed?
We can only approve the same footprint being relocated, correct?
Correct. And this includes the original deck.
So it's up to the discretion of the building inspector to allow us to do the 30% expansion, which is covered in the shoreline regulations.
Correct. So all we can do is relocate the existing structure. So we literally cut it out,
Helps to visualize.
and then we take your proposed and we place it on top, and we try to get it to get these sidelines to match this as much as possible while keeping it the furthest from the water. And that's all we're allowed to. That's all we have the authority to relocate.
Alright. Do you understand?
So they're pushing the existing building as far away from the water as possible. Is that, yes?
What we have on a
Per what
proposed
we, and
plan.
then okay, alright,
And then we go meet with the building inspector in order to get the 30% expansion
okay, based on, from that footprint,
from that footprint.
okay.
That's what you're saying.
Correct, so your approval, when we do a vote and we approve it, it will say that we've approved the relocation to be, we'll actually have the measurements, like the 56 feet from the, this one, and we'll write it out that way, so that the code officer will have that information.
And the code officer is gonna allow us to
I can't tell you what he'll allow you to expand, because we don't do the expansion, we work with the relocation only.
because I don't wanna be tied down to not be able to put the deck on, that's what I'm saying.
That could be a potential possibility, I can't speak for him and his expansion.
That's what we get, that's what we have to work with,
That's what we gotta work with.
that's what we gotta work with.
Okay,
Okay,
so it's the existing
Yeah,
house,
correct.
spun, slid back,
So that's still 10 feet on the back, correct?
10 feet.
That 10 feet on the back?
wrong side, yeah.
Back,
Mhm.
yeah.
we're trying to keep,
I see
we try
what
to get
you're doing,
as far
yeah.
from the water as possible, while keeping as much of the sideline as possible. The street,
The 10 has to stay,
there's not a whole lot we can do
Can't go any
with
closer.
that.
yeah, okay.
And then we
The
also,
road trees that are there with the right of way, or the easements there for the power lines, you can't go any closer, cause there's a power line
Oh,
easement
the
that
power
runs
line
this way.
easement, okay, thank you.
And then you also have that row of trees that are right there.
Okay.
yeah,
I just have a question about your original footprint, did that include the deck?
it does, so I
Okay.
actually took and I marked
Okay.
it all out completely. It's a tracing project.
I say, that's
Rudimentary
photocopies
cut
and
and paste.
I literally traced your house. Makes it easy.
Yeah.
But this allows them to rebuild at the same size, correct, is what we're,
And-
as long as they get a building permit, at the very least,
Right,
yeah,
the same, what he has now.
yeah.
We just can't do any expansion.
That'll be up to the code enforcement officer and what we have to do with him in
Correct.
regards to that.
So once you get our decision, you would bring that to the code enforcement officer with your application, correct, Paul?
What are the side yards again?
I have you at 26 and 21. It's what you
Alright,
have
I
on
just wanna
your,
make sure that the only one that's gonna be cutting us down
is the water.
is the water, so.
The 21, the 10, and the 26
Yeah.
stay.
Which is
It's
what I
just
added.
the water, and I don't know how long this deck is. I mean, what's that, 10, 12, 10?
It's 10 feet on this side, it's 14 on that side, so it shrinks down because of the bump out in that corner.
And we basically have you right at that. We had you right at the existing right there.
Yep.
Well, it's what it is. I know what they're doing.
Okay.
It's not gonna.
As long as we all understand.
Yeah.
We can't approve anymore. This is,
Right.
I wanna make sure that we have some wiggle room that way, but you guys don't have the ability, it's up to the
Right.
code enforcement officer,
They're just taking the existing house and moving it,
spinning it.
right, if we choose to go that route,
Correct.
yes.
Alright,
So you're taking the existing house and spinning it?
Yeah, so you have the flat surface closest to the.
Is it,
the
did you actually, is that what you did?
We didn't actually, yes, it's moved. We took the existing structure and we traced it.
Yeah.
To get it, and then we put it over here. And we said, look at how that fits right inside their proposed, and we can move it around while
Okay.
keeping these sidelines and the rear line. But this deck portion here of the property is considered part of the expansion, cause we only have the ability to do the original
Right, so you
footprint.
did spin it.
We did spin it.
spin it 90.
Okay.
You can spin it, I mean,
Yeah, it doesn't matter, right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
it's the square footage.
yeah,
It doesn't have to have this shape,
yeah.
so that's what we did.
Alright,
So we need to,
What we got?
yep,
so this was 14 feet, you said?
I believe that's what it was, yes.
You had your little
Okay,
yeah,
thing when we did it, that's how I
Yeah.
got the 56 and the 53.
yeah,
But how did we get 53? That's only 3-inch difference.
3 foot difference.
3 foot, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's the way it was skewed on the plan.
Mm-hmm.
of course. Once the plan I don't have in here, doesn't do that, it's not do that.
I don't think it was on, I don't think it was on any of these, was it?
This one.
The proposed deck.
Yeah,
Oh,
That was kind of fortunate. That's what I was
sure, what do you think?
I still don't think there's any dimensions.
yeah.
This is the proposed.
Yeah,
You know what we're going for.
right.
So before you start construction, make sure you check with code before you do anything,
Oh, yeah,
make sure.
that's the next step.
Yeah.
When it goes to the state, it's
Not much changes.
right.
Right.
Check with that, with the state, with the town, before we go to the state and do the DEP permits, that's what we're.
Okay. So what we need, before we can approve the plan, is we need an erosion plan. And we need a revegetation plan. We have to have that on file, and we have to approve that as well. And also the 3 pine trees.
3 pine trees.
And revegetation for all of the disturbed area, but grass counts for that. We just have to see that it's being revegetated.
Can we make it contingent upon that, so we can continue down the road with meeting the building inspector?
That comes with your approval.
So we have to wait another month.
You may not have to wait another month. How long do you think it will take you to get it?
I can have you the plan by the end of the week.
So if you have the plan by the end of the week, we could probably hold a quick workshop and do it that way.
Okay. I
We
just don't
have to
wanna
do a
drag
quick
something
meeting.
another month.
Has to be a meeting.
It's all.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it would have to be a meeting because I need to, we need to vote.
Right, your main stump grindings
the
are
whole
usually
point.
a
Where's Paul?
preferred method.
He's out
These have to
talking
be
to somebody.
Where's my
Right.
crutch?
The 3 stumps are gonna have to
Yeah.
Wanna go get him?
Yeah,
Yeah,
haul offsite and gone.
I have to get Paul for a second, cause I need.
So there are 2 separate vegetation plans, one
It's
for,
all gonna be, I'm gonna show it on this proposed plan.
but
Send them a proposed plan.
I just wanna get clarification, we talk about revegetation for the 3 trees.
I'll tell you what we need in just 1 second. I'll pull it up right from the shoreland ordinance. I wish I had Jen here, cause I would have had her make you a copy of this.
It's too bad that we didn't know this.
Yeah, I was gonna
because we
say I
didn't
would run
come
them
with
tonight,
us
but I
at
can
this
get it
time.
to them this week.
All activities which involve filling, grading, excavating, or other similar activities which result in unstabilized soil conditions and which require a permit shall also require a written soil erosion and sedimentation control plan. The plan shall be submitted to the permitting authority for approval and shall include, where applicable, provisions for,
I'm sorry, he's in an interview.
oh, okay. Mulching and
Appears to be.
revegetation of disturbed soils, temporary runoff control features such as hay bales, silt fencing, or diversion ditches, permanent stabilization structures such as retaining walls or riprap. And in order to create the least potential for erosion, development shall be designed to fit the topography and the soils of the site. Areas of steep slopes where high cuts and fills may be required shall be avoided wherever possible, and natural contours shall be followed as closely as possible. Erosion and sedimentation control measures shall apply to all aspects of the proposed project involving land disturbances and shall be in operation during all stages of the activity. The amount of exposed soil at every phase of construction shall be minimized to reduce the risk for erosion. This is long, you want me to continue, or do you want me to make you a copy?
Page number and I'll be done with it.
Page 30.
There's a house.
There is a house.
And 31.
That's the whole situation.
So,
There is an
we got it.
existing
So-
Okay, I thought.
I have it, I've seen it.
And we have pictures of it.
I wasn't, yes, it's,
So-
the original notes, it's
Yeah.
some detail and it's done.
Mulching.
And there is a separate
Saying
removal
no,
of trees,
they- they-
right?
Moved foundation.
28.
That's what the
Page 28
relocation
is for the
about.
revegetation. What I was reading you was for erosion and sedimentation control. And you have to replace any vegetation that you remove, and those seedlings have to be at least 3 feet tall for those pine trees that you remove.
And we have the discretion of placing these trees.
I'm sorry?
We have the discretion of placing these trees, so when the house is done, we can put the trees along
You
here.
just have to replace what's gone. Wherever you know, we're not gonna make you put it right next to the house where
I
it's
was gonna say, cause
right
that's
before
the exact I'm trying to make sure we have all.
Yeah, I mean, the septic system's going in place of where one of them will be,
Here's the
so
Take out
obviously
3
we
trees, you
can't.
put 3 trees back.
Yes, it's just, the state wants the whole property revegetated.
That's, we don't wanna make it a paved highway, this is.
Yeah, well, we're bound by the state, so they're the ones who make the rules, we just have to follow them. So we just have to tell you what they tell us in order to approve it.
There's a lot of stuff they're gonna want on a DEP permit, that's kind of the reason why I said make it contingent, cause I'm waiting to figure out, make sure he's okay with it before we even go down the process of it.
Okay. Now, I think our shoreland zone ordinance, this is on the website, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I apologize that you didn't have your soil and erosion taken care of, but it was right in that.
I know it's there,
Ordinance.
I was going at it from the step of the permitting process of, are we okay with doing this? Can we do the 30% expansion before I go down the road of making all the rest of the plans? Because
Okay.
if you weren't gonna allow it to turn, it's a waste of money, time and effort to create
Yep.
all the rest of the stuff.
Yep,
That's what I was
so
thinking,
I
make
just
it
can't,
contingent
we
and
just
run along.
can't approve your application as completed without them. And I need to have an actual meeting to vote on those items, so I'm not gonna make you wait here all night while Paul's in a meeting. But I can't approve the total application at this time. So what we'll do is, Jen is gonna be at this meeting in like a half an hour. So I'll just have her shoot you an email with what we decide, like if we're able to have another meeting, or if it will have to wait until the next meeting. That's the only options that I have.
Well, so the
So-
only issue is that.
So can he at least continue with the building inspector piece of it, or the location, and have the building inspector look at
That's
Code
up to the
enforcement?
code enforcement.
code enforcement, I'm sorry.
I can't say what he would do if you brought him an application without our approval. I'm not sure what he would say. I can't speak for him.
Okay,
So he may say, no, I'm not even gonna look at this until the planning board makes a decision, or he
Okay.
may look at it. I can't say.
okay, alright. Have you in the past ever called a meeting off of,
Only workshops is all, you know, I've been on the board for a year and a half and we've only ever had workshops in between meetings.
Okay.
But I'm gonna tell you, I'm new in this position, so I rely on Paul for guidance, but he stepped out of the room, so I can't answer that question for you.
Okay,
Obviously, we'll try to do what we can.
okay.
Well, so, worst case, this gets pushed out a year. Cause we have a builder that has us in the schedule, and if we miss that spot.
What is that deadline, just so I can make note of it when I talk to Paul?
Well, he wanted.
He's already
He wanted.
flipping out.
Yeah, he's already flipping out.
Oh, cause you went to code officer first and then you were sent here.
Yes.
Right, which we're following down the, you know, everything, it was just, actually, I thought the erosion plan and everything was something the state dealt with and not the town.
It was gonna go all
Because
through the
state's not
state,
gonna
that's
do
why I was like,
anything.
okay, this is all
Right.
part of the state DEP permit processing. This is what I wanna make sure, this good, then we move over here. If he's okay with the expansion, then I do all the rest of the plan, out to the state it goes, cause I'm trying to
Yeah,
make sure.
unfortunately, that's not the process, but I can't change that.
Okay.
It is what it is.
Yep.
I don't mind waiting another year. We've got a lot going on right now. At least
So,
got some health issues that we just found out about, so.
So I'm just gonna write a note right here. Once Paul comes out. And then I'll have Jen message you and let you know. But I would obviously work on those, cause we're gonna definitely need them for your,
I will work on it tomorrow, I
Application.
can get him back here by tomorrow night, if it speeds anything up.
okay. I don't know if that will speed anything up, cause I have to determine when we can have another meeting.
right, in New Hampshire, it's typically any kind of board like this has to notice the meeting 48 hours before and all that other stuff, and then it's your people's time to be able to be available, and I realize that, so it's just, you know, it
He
is.
has a notifications.
Yeah, and then, it's-
The other ones have them.
so,
So I wish I could answer that question for you, but I will definitely have Jen message you after the meeting tonight and let you know.
and I guess another
That would
question
be-
is, can you contingently, you say you can't, but can you? You say you're new at it. You say you're new at it, is there a?
We don't approve in steps, so we discuss in steps, we make votes in steps, so we approve
Okay.
that way, but I
Okay.
can't give you a written signed approval
Okay.
on your facts and finding sheet
Okay.
until everything is complete. So, and that's what you
Okay.
need to go to the code office. So I can tell you, you know, we're gonna vote tonight on the location piece of that, and you'll see in a second
Yeah.
what those results will be. I can't tell you
Is the
until we
facts
actually hold the
and
vote.
is the facts and finding thing that you follow, is that on the web too?
No, that's an internal document and that's a moving document that we have.
Okay, I guess
And-
if we had seen that, we would have seen that you would have had an erosion control,
It's actually not listed like that.
okay. I'm just trying, if there's something we could have done to foresee this.
I could have taken the whole step and done the whole DEP permit, just come in with that, but I was trying not to go down that road, so we're okay with
Where's
this.
Jen's file? I have too many people's files. So this is our
I was
facts
just,
and findings.
okay,
And so we kind of just go through it and it's a moving piece that I have to do
okay.
from the start. So it actually starts when you first presented your, it's literally step by step
I
of
remember you
what
doing
we've,
checks when we were here before.
what
so
we've
it was
done.
just-
So it's a 3-page document, 4-page document here.
Yeah, okay,
And part of that is the road and driveways, signs, stormwater runoff, septic waste disposal, essential services, not all of this applies to you, mineral exploration and extractions, agriculture, timber harvesting, clearing or removing of vegetation, erosion and sediment plans, the soils, the water quality, archaeological sites. So there's a whole bunch of checklist items. So once it's completed, then the application is
I
completed.
understand, I was just, if it, you know.
Sorry.
No, like I said, it is what it is. We'll start working on that stuff and hopefully you can get a meeting before, another month,
Sooner than
3
later.
weeks.
Right, well,
Again, I
we'll do our
realize
best.
it's your time.
Volunteer group and it's your time, it's your time.
Your time, what?
I say, I've been on the board for 4.5 years in my town, so I know what it's like.
It is. I mean,
That's why it's contingent, yeah, go ahead, we'll give it to you contingent and we're done. But every town's different.
Okay, so I need a motion to approve the relocation. Those were the dimensions, Andy, that we had, spoke about. And just so everybody's clear, what's that thing you use to measure?
The scale.
He used a scale to measure the dimensions based off your map, so we would know what we were doing, okay?
Yeah, so
I'll make that motion,
there you go.
You'll make a motion to what,
that we
David?
relocate.
And would you say that we would use 56 feet from the front? Well, would
Lakeside.
lakeside,
56.
56 feet on the furthest corner, 53 feet on, wait, that's this corner. Are we saying, which way do we say left or right? Because we're on the
Should use
water
the north.
side.
You just need to say the
This would
furthest
be-
point, which is 53 feet, that way we know we're confined to
This
that.
would be the northwest corner based on,
Northwest, 56
You
on
agree
the
with that?
northwest
Yeah.
corner. And what's this one?
That is
Southwest.
southwest
West.
corner.
yeah.
Thank you, compass. So I just need you to say all of that. And I know you're making the motion, but can you just second it saying that, please?
Alright. Making a motion,
Go ahead.
you want,
No, go ahead.
make a motion for the relocation based on these dimensions. 56 feet from the northwest corner of the lakeside. 53 feet from the southwest corner from the lakeside. 26 feet on the south property line. 21 feet on the north property line. And 10 feet from the road easement.
From the road.
CMP easement, yeah. Right, that's what you're basing it off.
Right.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor? Okay, so your relocation for those dimensions has been approved. I just can't formalize that approval for the code until we have all the pieces of your application.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, run with it, and I will get you a plan, and hopefully I'll get an email.
You will get an email tonight or tomorrow morning. I'm not sure if she'll do her emails tonight or tomorrow morning. And you'll
Okay.
get an email saying that we approved. And she can notify the code officer too if he wants to, if he's willing to do any, I can't say for sure, but if he's willing and able to do any preliminary work, he'll have, at least he'll know that we voted and approved.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Okay.
You're gonna mark a plan for Jen, so it's clear.
I just wrote it here, like this. Wait till next meeting or hold another meeting, and then McCarthy motion for relocations. 56 feet northwest corner lakeside, 53 southwest corner lakeside. 26 feet south side, 21 feet north side, 10 feet road CMP easement. Andy made the motion, David second, vote taken, all carried. Okay. Thanks for checking that.
There you go.
Get Ken's files in my files here. Okay, so, we're not having, Hayes Farm come, their, engineer didn't come in time, I guess, we're gonna have a meeting. We're working on another subdivision on Heath Road.
Okay.
That's that, if you wanna just take a peek. The name changed, because we had already had an approved subdivision named Hillside something or other, so the name changed to Hayes Farm.
How many buildings, houses?
10 lots.
Ooh.
they're not coming tonight though. So McCarthy's done.
How far are you into that plan?
We just did the sketch and the site walk the same night we did that one, so like
Okay.
very, very early stages. Minutes. David just said he made a change. I think Sherry made it. She did. And you reviewed the minutes from
Yep.
August 6th, right? You said yes?
Yes.
And David just had this one change because she had the wrong date there. So,
But she had already fixed that
oh, she did?
before she had sent it out.
Do we have any post-it notes? So I can put a note on this? Yes, no? No, I don't see any. I just need Amy to sign them. Okay, we have the minutes from the 13th. Did you guys get a copy of those? That was, the one we had the proposal of the Sewell Shores. Let me see, August 6th was their initial, that's our workshop minutes. Did you see those workshop minutes?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. So good.
and
Yeah.
I thought, I know this gentleman is mentioned in the body of the
Eric
minutes,
Sanderson.
but I thought we oughta, others present,
I'll add him at the top.
make me feel better. When the guys, when that guy showed up, I thought he was a new candidate, very well prepared. I mean, he had plans for this project.
I added him right there.
Then I found out, oops.
I didn't know who he was either, to be honest, until I asked. Because he pulled up kind of in a, I didn't know who he was, it was kind of weird.
Then he showed a little bit late.
I didn't know if he was like in a butter.
Right,
Because we usually have Lee J.
right.
Okay. Now what are we gonna do with our?
These are basically the two that we just approved. I know my paper's getting yellow.
It is.
It's
What?
got character.
That's right.
My paper's getting yellow.
At home?
Well, yeah,
Why, sitting there too long?
probably. I mean, my daughter had it for a year, and this is,
It's probably the color it came in.
it could be.
Yeah, you can, you know, I usually buy white, but there are papers that are not quite.
Site plan reviews.
But this is a
Was
fairly,
that, Chip was just comparing that to go to the ballot, or?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
That's a good
it's not the
question.
typical typing
I don't
paper.
remember. I don't remember. Wait, is that our land ordinance?
Yeah, the land, yeah,
Oh, yeah, that was just to go to the ballot. He just wanted our input on it.
yeah.
But, then he found out none of us read it.
None of us read it.
No, remember?
Yeah.
And he's like, I want your input on it, and we
Yeah.
said, wow, we didn't read it.
Because I want to see it.
Okay, I just have to look through here because we're supposed to be discussing. We had a couple things that we needed to discuss on our agenda. Dana was removed, so that's a big chunk of our meeting that's gone because he's not coming tonight. Because he was going to present his preliminary, like he did his sketch. Originally, we did the site walk, he was coming with his preliminary, but he couldn't get his engineers out, so.
That's this project, excuse me, I didn't interrupt you, okay.
Yeah, and so now we are just going to have discussion on subdivision regulations, the road portion, because that's something that we need to work on. Honestly, I don't even know where to begin on that. we've kind of tabled that for a couple meetings because we didn't really know where to start with that. We have to redo the road section of our subdivision guide because it's not super easy to read. It's not super clear. We have a subdivision coming before us who wants to have a gravel road, which is not allowed.
Right.
But it also took one of our board members lots of reading and digging to actually come to that conclusion. Like, okay, not lots, but maybe 15 minutes or so of actually reading through the whole book.
It all have, they have to be
looking
paved.
Yeah, we've been looking at neighboring towns too.
And it's just written a little bit more
They're
clearly.
clear and
And that all goes
and
back
it's- and
into
it-
the thing, the other,
Yeah, other towns' documents are much clearer than ours,
and
where
the other,
it's,
the document that they're working on as far as the town goes, it's the same.
Yeah.
So
That's
here's-
where that, yeah.
Here's
we have a
another
lot
thing with that.
we have a lot of ordinances that overlap that make it.
Yeah,
And with our subdivision guide, we are told as a board, we can make changes to that without needing to go before a vote because it's a guide
okay,
and it's not an ordinance.
okay,
So that's why we said we'll work through it, but we don't have like a deadline, like to get it on the ballot or anything, because it's not something that needs to be voted on. We can do an amendment to it without a vote.
but they are gonna do an ordinance, I believe.
So they may, but then our subdivision guide, if it's double, if we have the same thing in two places, it's better than having two different things in two
Oh,
places,
absolutely.
like what we have to deal with a lot of stuff.
I got you, I understand.
This is the other document, he's trying to, the commercial side of things. That might be what you're talking about, that he's gonna put to a vote, right?
The land use,
The
Oh,
land
okay,
use
yes,
Trying to
yes.
come to a set of, cause we don't look at any commercial properties.
right.
Nothing commercial comes before us, like the Dunkin' Donuts that's being built on 202.
Well, there, I know what it is now.
Yeah, they came to us,
Oh.
but they came to us.
I heard that a long time
Yeah.
ago.
They do, like, the
They had a-
code officer brought it to us because they wanted our input, because typically in other towns, even something of that nature would come before the planning board for approval.
Yeah, no,
We wanna that's what part of this land use, document, from what I understand, is going to change. Is that what you understood?
Cause they were building on a conforming lot, and where they weren't subdividing the lot, it didn't fall under planning board, I believe is the correct,
okay.
why it didn't fall under us, right? If they had ended up,
I
Right, 'cause
think that
we-
if they would've had those 3 units
Right,
like they
because it would've
originally
been subdivided.
proposed, it would have
We've been-
been,
but we only look at subdivisions and shoreline zoning at the present time.
right. And because
So,
he bumped it back down to
2
one,
units.
is it 2 or is it 1? It's 2,
I think it's 2.
yeah.
Yeah.
We don't get to see it now.
Cause it's a conforming lot.
so that needs to be changed, absolutely.
The only
it would
person that
need
looks
to
at
be
it is code.
changed. So what about those new condos down there?
That came before.
That did come before.
Well, yeah,
Because that was a subdivision.
that was a subdivision.
Because that's considered a subdivision,
Yeah.
even though,
Multi-
well, it's not
because it's
commercial,
multi.
it's a,
Because it goes by, it can go
yeah,
by
I consider,
units
you
as
know,
well.
we don't have commercial areas, but I consider that kind of commercial in
Because
my
of how
head.
many units, it's gonna be individually owned units, so not
And they're
constitutes
going
a
for big
subdivision.
prices, I heard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's multi-units or subdivided, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay,
So,
thank you.
So they
But
cut
it's
that
very
Dunkin' Donuts
unclear at
building
the-
back down, so now it's not something that we would see.
Just like we never saw we never saw Dollar General coming.
Right, and that's just crazy that we didn't get the Dollar
Luckily-
General at all.
Right,
No,
but it's not a
no.
subdivision.
now
Not
they're
a
on a
subdivision.
conforming lot. So if they have 2 acres with the 200 feet of
Which
frontage,
they had,
they can do
they
as,
want, whatever they wanna do with it, right?
right,
Right,
That's
Which
true.
is another
Yes,
reason
yes.
why the comprehensive plan
Absolutely.
is important,
Absolutely.
because that Dollar General could have been put smack dab in the backyard of somebody's subdivision,
They could
and there's nothing that we could do to prevent it.
have been a lot late. So what else is gonna go in down there?
I don't know.
Before something's done?
yeah.
I have a
That's why-
concern,
that's what this
we all, I
document's
think, have a
kinda
concern about that. What are they gonna do down there on 202 before something's done about it, so that it at least looks and makes sense?
I don't know if you watched the planning board meetings at all, but I went rounds
I
with
haven't.
DOT about the driveway at Dunkin' Donuts. We had no say in that, but the DOT came and talked to us, and I was concerned because they wanted originally 2 entrances.
Okay,
And one entrance was both directions, and one entrance had was
Exit only.
exit only. And I said, that's an awful lot of crossing and turning traffic in that location, because we have the condos who have their 2 entrances, because we require
That's
them
just,
in
it's
and
gonna be
out.
just before the,
So, yep,
the
the
condos?
condos.
Yeah, right where the flea
And then
market was
Trains
there.
has
Oh, yeah.
their 3 entrances, and then Dunks wanted 2 entrances with multiple in and out, and then that light.
Yeah.
So I said, that's an awful lot going on. And DOT sat there at the end of the table and refuted every single thing I said, because nobody has tracked the serious accidents that have happened there or reported them to DOT. So they said that they only had 1 serious accident in that location in the last
I don't know about
year,
that.
3 years.
I tend to think
But that's why the selectmen are trying to,
that
want
needs,
to put this this on the
I could
ballot.
just see accident after accident.
Yeah.
In my, we've had so many down there, the end of this road here.
Yeah.
My
the end of
grandson
this
got
road.
slammed in the rear end, and right down here. And look at the accidents coming out of the
All they have to
station
do
down there.
Yeah.
at the end of Center Road is make that a right turn only. Because you can clearly see the traffic coming from the right.
Well, just put a
So when you're
light.
trying to cross over is when it's dangerous. Or or put a light.
Put a light in, and then someone knows
Yeah.
that somebody's gonna stop there. That's the other thing. People that don't know the area,
It's-
I'm taking up time for nothing, but people that don't know the area.
We don't have a lot to talk about
Oh,
tonight,
okay.
so it's
I'm just
good.
gonna say, they're not gonna slow down, because they don't have a clue that there's a
People
lot of
making
people that come
if
up
you're
this
going- If you're
way.
heading towards Rochester, making a left on Long Swamp, that is confusing, cause you gotta go by, you cross on the
That's
wrong
right.
side of each other.
Yeah.
If you know it, that's one thing, but if you
Yeah, if
don't,
you don't, you,
yeah, I think that's,
but any.
I avoid
but
that
if
street.
anything-
I live on 202, so I hear them go by all the time, the accidents.
But this document should change, they're hoping it gets approved to allow planning board to review any commercial.
Unless,
And there'll be a set of standards, so you can't just build anything you want.
Yeah, and it's not like we know everything, like we're not like the professionals, but we have people that we can reach out to
And there'll be,
for that
and there'll
type
be
of stuff.
checklists and,
yeah.
certain
And
things that are required.
Also, one of the
Standards are
things,
important.
Yeah,
one of the things I think that was required for the commercial was, didn't we talk about, I just remember things periodically, but I think one thing I heard was a traffic count. So they would do traffic counts to
Yeah.
make sure, what was happening. I have to ask you a question, cause Paul's gone,
Okay.
I think he
No.
left.
Well, he could be. He
No,
might
he's
still
here.
be in that
He's still in
meeting.
here, okay.
I'm pretty sure he's still in there.
We voted on the relocation for McCarthy. They didn't have their revegetation plan or erosion plan, cause nobody told them that it was required. So I let them know it was in the shoreline zone ordinance, which he could have found, but he wanted to know, can we have another meeting if he gets those into you to vote on that so we can approve that application, or does he have to wait till the next meeting?
That's up to you guys, you can
I believe
have a
a
special meeting if you
special
want
meeting,
to,
that's the word I was looking for.
and do that if you'd like. It's up to you guys if you want to do that or not, so it's your call.
Do we want to do that? Do we want?
opposed to it.
No, I'm not opposed to it. As long as it's not on Thursday night.
It would probably be on a Tuesday, and I would say, how much notice do we need to give for a special meeting?
Same amount, so like a week.
So could it be held next Tuesday? Or is that not enough time?
If it's special, don't they take the time and kind of get it closer together? I know in some of the other committees they do. If you have to have a special meeting for something, your timing would be like 48 hours.
No.
But no, so it is a week?
We have to give our notice online.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a week, wow.
And it's reasonable notice, which was what we determined, 7 days or something?
Yeah, we put it in our bylaws, right, there, or whatever, that document we
Oh,
produced.
should I be looking at that, Andy?
We
That might help.
produced that document, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay, hold on.
Our rules are our.
Yeah, it's right, it's right here.
We developed,
And we signed it.
developed a formal procedure.
Oh, yeah, okay, well, let me look up what we agreed to.
Unlike this past agenda, which was late.
Actually, I made me think of, I had to have an emergency session once on one of the boards, and I think that's why we cut the timing down on that. Because it was an emergency, it was an emergency, someone was living in the cold in their garage, so
Yeah.
it was kind of an emergency. Yeah.
Complete.
There's a difference between an emergency,
yes.
yeah, I was just thinking,
Yeah.
special, yeah.
We can have that
Special
wait
meetings
until
may be
next
called
month.
by the chairman or when requested to do so by 3 or more members of the board or by municipal officers. Would you guys be opposed to just getting together like next, can we do Monday like our normal night, or do we have to do Tuesday? Does it have to be 7 days notice?
I won't be here.
I'm not asking if you were gonna be here, I'm asking about notice. How much notice do you?
Well, I'm just saying, you won't have anybody to let you in.
We'll stand outside.
By all means.
You
You're
won't be able to
supposed
record
to
it.
have 7 days. You need to be called 10 days beforehand to be placed on the agenda. And you're supposed to post it within 7
Okay.
or 5 days.
Will somebody be here to let us in at all? Do you know if there's any other meetings that night?
I have no idea. You never know because they have meetings
Whenever.
all the time.
We literally need not that much time. Because
As long as you produce the
you'll
plan.
send us the erosion plan and all that stuff, like we can all review it in advance. And then we just have to be here to like say, hey, what do you think? Yes, no, what?
Actually, you can have a meeting out there.
Do we need to go
I
through
just
the
don't know if it
whole-
has to be recorded because of the right to know act thing.
Oh, that's,
As long as you
have to go.
oh yeah, I forgot about
As long as he
that.
follows the shoreline zoning ordinance, he should be fine, he should produce us a document that's.
That's just,
And his person should know.
it
Which
looks like
person?
he's willing to,
Yeah,
He was the one we were talking about, that's what I'm talking about.
so he should know.
He thought he could just get that done after.
Do we have to go through our checklist?
Our checklist?
You know, the big long,
I don't have a big long checklist for shoreland. I have the smaller checklist from the preliminary, which I already emailed you guys.
yeah,
So all I'm working on now all I have for shoreland is the facts and findings, which
but before we can approve that,
I don't have a shoreland checklist. I have multiple different planning board subdivision checklists. I have this, I'll show you. It's a smaller one.
We had one.
She sent me blanks so that I can.
Oh, really? 'Cause
Use
we
them.
we used to have a big one.
This one?
David's talking about.
I don't have that. You didn't email me that one.
Yeah.
Do you have a PDF of this?
So I say we've used that in the past.
Yeah, I have one similar for the That's not it. I have the pre-app and sketch for subdivision. I have the shoreline zoning. Wait, what's this? Review guide. Oh, I have the. Oh, I think I have it, Jen. I missed it. What's review guide 2?
I was gonna say,
I have it.
I thought I sent it.
I have it. I mixed it. I must have thought it was something else. I have it. So I'll work on that. This, and then I had the other checklist which I sent you guys. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
The facts and findings that I sent.
in the matter of shoreland,
And then did you see the no, not that one.
For Hayes Farm, right? That one?
Huh?
For the Cape Road one?
I have those. I did I'll show you. I gotta just find it where I emailed it to you guys.
Why is this timing?
I did a Hayes Farm subdivision pre-app and sketch. Preliminary major for Hayes Farm. I did a McCarthy facts and findings. And I did another one. Just need to find it.
You know where that is roughly?
I'm thinking, too. Left onto the left,
Yeah,
by the town hall.
As of right now, there's no.
you go
Right,
past, yeah,
Right,
you go right out to the end of the road here. Take a left,
go up to the church,
up
up
to
to the town hall,
town hall,
take a left, take a
take
right.
a right,
Okay, then it's, okay,
down the hill.
alright. Yes, I do know where it is now.
Okay,
There's not, that's a pretty desolate
if it's
road,
a
actually. So
there's
Special
like
meeting and it
3
says
houses
within a
in,
reasonable amount of time. I mean,
Like
if you
three
want to do it one.
there's 3 houses out front.
Oh, really? It's going in back of the 3 houses? Oh, the big house,
It's going alongside.
alongside.
When are you
So it's
available?
not gonna harm the looks of the land, for sure.
How about another Monday? No, if we gotta wait a week.
She said she's not available. You're not available, right?
Mondays, no, until after football.
What position are you playing, Jen?
Right? Oh, trust me, I would love to some days. I always say they should have mom leave.
No, I was a football mom, I know.
Wednesday the 19th, it should.
Wednesday the
Normal
19th.
Should be alright.
Normal time?
Yeah, 6.
Should be
Oh,
fine.
I was gonna say you could do the 12th,
The 12th.
which is this Wednesday, cause you said within a reasonable amount of time.
I can't do this Wednesday.
Okay.
I have appointments. I have a listing appointment at 4:30. Wednesday the 19th, David?
Yeah. 6 o'clock,
Yeah.
5:30?
6. The only thing that we're doing is discussing this thing, so.
I think that's one of the rules on a special meeting. We can only work on one project?
No.
No.
That's a workshop, you can work on, you can work on different things, special meeting, you can.
Okay.
So does that mean we have to open the agenda if anybody? Or can we just, like, that's what you're saying, right? If we.
Yeah, I don't wanna
we
open an
don't-
agenda. I don't want Dana to say, oh, I'm ready now, and then he wants to bring his subdivision.
So.
You know.
That would be.
I wanna
long
plan to be
meeting.
here like not longer than 30 minutes.
Yeah, that would.
Right. Can we? Yeah, can we make it a special meeting to?
I put their name.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah, I just want to be here like.
Okay, special meetings may be called by chairman or requested to do so by formal. Written notice on the certain person. Yeah, so it could be just that one thing, nothing else can be considered.
Okay.
Good. We like that.
That was right.
You were.
But that helps alleviate your concerns about having a long meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Is he gonna, he's gonna submit the information prior so you guys can look at it?
He said he could have it tomorrow, so I told him I would have you email him and tell him what we decide, but we need it like ASAP so we have time to review it before the meeting, cause our meeting literally will be 30 minutes. I'm setting a timer. Just kidding. Or am I?
Our thing to hard here.
30
Yeah.
minutes. I'm trying not to interfere with everybody's life too much because we are just volunteers and I don't wanna lose members.
You're having a barbecue.
Yeah, are you going?
Probably, I had to look, I couldn't remember the date, like I told you, my email crashed yesterday.
We're supposed to RSVP by the 17th.
Alright,
Are you going, David?
today's like 10th.
Probably.
Okay, have fun.
You're not, you have to be there, don't you?
I can tell she's not going.
I'll
She'll
go.
have something. House came on the
Oh,
market.
busy.
Yeah, yeah. Open house or
Yeah,
something
oh,
that
yeah,
day,
something
yeah.
came up that day.
Yeah.
Okay, so our agenda, moving on. We're gonna do that. We need to discuss roads, but when do we really wanna dig into that road situation?
When or how or?
When, how?
I mean, we've started looking at it, cause we looked at some other towns and.
I did, I
Some of-
sent
and
out a lot of
our stuff is
information.
there, it just needs to be organized. In a more, so you don't have to dig through 3 or 4 spots. To get the same information. Same way they're trying to clean up all these ordinances that overlap that. All we have is a bunch of ordinances, depending which one you wanna.
It should be clear and
Yeah.
concise,
And that's what we've been looking
bing,
at.
bang, that's what
Yeah,
it says.
here it is, these are our road specs, these are what you have to do for a school bus turnaround.
Nobody will be,
This-
nobody will be confused.
Right, this is the traffic study you have to do, this is,
Yeah,
right, I mean, it
I mean,
needs to be just clarified.
we have a lot that we need to
It's a lot of work
Yeah, it is.
to do that,
Yeah.
but it will be, in the end, I think it should.
I think it'll be super helpful for all
Yeah,
of
it'll
us,
pay off.
Yeah.
too.
And something needs to be done because Lebanon's gonna develop, and you can, with everything surrounding it.
You can see it now.
You got Sanford, you got Rochester,
Oh,
you
yeah.
got
Yes, so that we can
everything's
review
gonna
it.
start building up.
Thank you.
And the taxes aren't bad,
No.
that's the biggie.
Yes. Okay, so where in our subdivision guide were the roads?
Let me find out again, huh?
40 something?
Well, use your computer and just roads. Search for roads in that document.
I don't have it. I don't have this in a PDF on the computer.
Oh, I thought you'd get it
See,
online.
me and Amy had the
Oh,
wrong
I
page, it's right
probably
here.
could.
I mean, we have a chart.
What page is this on?
This is the one Jen gave me, 'cause remember my pages were screwed up.
Oh, yeah.
Put me in the right neighborhood, 45,
It doesn't have-
44,
For the specs,
street design standard.
Yeah.
yeah, that's between
Right, yeah. It is,
2,
Street design standards,
yeah, street construction.
continued over here,
What page you on, Dave?
44.
Wow, you got a good memory, David.
No, I'm reading it. Someone said 40, so I
I
started.
thought it was like 47, yeah.
You're
Yeah, I'm on
probably,
48, but me and Amy were, like,
yeah,
mine
there's
went,
2 different versions.
yeah, cause mine went page 48 to page 45, that's what we're.
Yeah.
You know,
That covers a lot of ground, that's even
Yeah.
over here on 48.
Yeah, I know, and I look at it and I'm just like, oh.
the
Because,
information's here, it's just a matter of.
Well, some of it is written in a foreign language, to me anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, to construction people.
that's funny, I don't even wanna say anything. See
I
this
mean,
paper
it's
clip
square
right here?
mesh
I
seams.
paper clipped the guide and I asked what page it was on, I just found my paper clip.
Yeah, and see designations. I know what a screen is, but
So I
Yeah, I
had,
mean, and these are just state of Maine gradations, this is something that's standardized.
yeah, I
I mean,
believe,
there's a lot of stuff you don't even have to, you can just pull it from documents.
right.
I had sent you all, I believe, Berwick,
Acton.
Acton, and North Berwick's
Yeah.
road section by
And we
email.
were supposed to look at it.
Yeah. I'm sure nobody did.
I did.
Because we were busy.
You told me we had to. But they had road sections in there that it was very
It was very
Precise.
clear.
yeah what you had to do.
It wasn't like this.
Were they alike?
Yeah,
They're
kind of.
All of the towns
Yes.
are very much alike, but I
Yeah.
think that some of them have Southern Maine Planning writing their stuff for them, or they have a town planner.
Well, that would
See.
be good.
There was North Berwick.
Thank you.
So we don't have that.
Uh-huh. Roads.
And our other problem is we don't have our roads categorized like this says, right? We don't have an arterial. I don't know if we have an arterial in Lebanon. A collector, a minor, a private.
We
Right,
do have rights of way
yeah,
and private.
yeah. But it's up to somebody to determine what our,
What's a collector and a minor
it was.
in our, don't we have a guide here?
Yeah, somewhere we have a definition, we just don't have, nothing's labeled in Lebanon, right?
Well, we might have something like that labeled. I'm not sure.
This is pretty clear, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
exactly what the gravel has to be
Yeah.
and what
it tells
can't be
you.
in it.
Yeah, see how clear that is
Yeah, it
compared
is.
to what ours is?
Yeah.
Like, I feel we need to change ours.
Oh, yeah, this is,
What was that thing going on tonight?
Oh, that was the Historical Society.
What happened?
Oh, Joel had the Rochester Fair, so we backed out.
Are they gonna reschedule?
Yeah.
To be determined.
To be determined. Did you read the board?
I had to turn around. I drove in the parking lot, back out again, just so that I could do that.
My wife knows somebody.
Know somebody that knows somebody, okay. Spaghetti lots prohibited.
that's good.
Yeah, clear, concise.
I mean, really,
Yeah.
tells you the temperature that you can do it at.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we don't have any, this is all about vehicle counts, which we don't have. Arterial Strait is a major thoroughfare which serves as a major traffic way for travel between and through the municipality as identified in the comprehensive plan.
Because if you read that one, they list their arterial streets, they list their,
A collector street is a street with average daily traffic of 200 vehicles per day or greater, or streets which serve as feeders to arterial streets and collectors of traffic from minor streets.
Okay.
nothing on that, there's no map, we believe, that tells you what's the
What's a
street.
collector, what's a
Yeah,
minor?
yeah,
Well, I would think,
interesting.
Yeah,
A minor is a street servicing only residential properties and which has an average daily traffic count of less than 200 vehicles per day.
That'd be a lot of
okay,
money.
I'm thinking perhaps 202 might be classified the arterial.
right. I would think Center Road might be too, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that,
Yes, but would that fall under a collector?
A
Because
collector.
it's a
Maybe.
way, it's
Could
a
it
thorough.
feed
River Road,
onto-
River Road's another one.
Yeah.
Just wanted to, is this?
Well, I was thinking the same thing
Yes,
about Little
and
River Road.
Here's all this stuff.
Little River
I made
and River
these
Road.
changes
Yeah.
in
It
my
would seem like
opinion.
it'd be easier if we
Okay.
determined what the roads were, right? At least
Right,
the
and
arterial,
defeated.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't need that much.
Because
I have
there's
it
been
here.
some mornings I'll be laying there in about 6, maybe even 6 o'clock. I figured
so
going down to
so
Huzzy
you should count
City.
them and then we have that part.
I did.
Yeah.
It was over
Yes, can you
200.
get a little?
You did? You counted 200?
There was over
Oh my
200
God, really?
in an hour's time.
Really?
David,
Yes.
really, you sat there and counted 200?
No, I laid there and counted.
She couldn't sleep.
I couldn't, instead of counting sheep, I was counting cars.
Someday
Some
that'll be you.
people count
when you-
sheep,
when you get
other
David's
people
age.
count cars.
I don't know. No, I'll be proofreading.
Really? 200, wow.
What street was this?
Little River Road,
Oh, well, yeah, I would say that is
a
a
good collector.
collector.
Because that goes down and it splits off to Berwick, into North Berwick. And then you have all kinds of Abbott Road feeds into it. That's just serving residential. Chick Road, probably mostly residential.
You go back road to the yard, you'd be going down that way too. To
Yeah,
the Navy Yard, you go down that
absolutely.
way, get 236.
Down to
That's a lot of it too.
Pratt Whitney.
Yep, you're right, you're
How's
right.
he seating? And school.
Yeah, I go that way to school.
That's
Was that mine?
I
Yeah.
think so.
That's right, school.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of traffic in itself.
And I'm only mentioning that because I live there. But I'll bet the same category would be Hubbard Road, Long Swamp Road. They get a lot of people going. And I'm sure there's many more.
I'm sure. I think we have a bigger collection of collector roads
Yeah,
than anything.
right.
Is that mine too?
I think so. That's the code
Huh?
thing.
Oh yeah, you sent me that. Yeah. We have to work on that too.
Not that I opened my mouth.
So yeah, so what we can do is, do you know if you got that North Berwick and Acton?
I'm sure I did, I just
I can
can't get it on my,
I'll resend it to
Yeah.
everybody. I have to write myself a note to resend.
shall not approve any subdivision plan unless proposed streets are designed in accordance with local ordinance.
So if I'll send those out, and then if we can review those prior to the next meeting and come up with some suggestions, ideas, and we can start working on ours.
You know, some of them, is that the word ones?
Did I send? Yeah, I sent those to everybody. Yeah, can we just resend those to everybody? Can you copy Betty in that email just in case she's back with us? That way she can review that too.
I would say that stuff takes more than
Yeah.
See how hard that is? So we sit here with an applicant and we're flipping through and saying, well, maybe we could do this. Oh, no, maybe it says this.
Yeah, cause it goes in several spots.
Thank God for you. Well, you.
Well, he knows a lot about
Yeah,
roads. He
roads,
helps
yeah,
a lot.
well, yeah,
No.
Yeah.
it helps a lot.
Okay. So that'll be the roads. We'll resend that. We'll review it. We'll come to the next meeting with stuff, thoughts, ideas, whatever. Any new business? Anybody have anything to bring up? Nope.
I don't know of anything.
I don't think so.
Okay. The last thing that we're gonna do is go into executive session
I love it.
about Betty's application. So Betty has to leave the room.
I'm leaving the room. Elvis is leaving the building.
Don't leave the building, okay.
building, I'm just kidding.
I can hear too much, we can see.
I'll leave, you want me to I'll shut the door.
Sure.
Okay.
You can make
Do we have to turn the sign around?
Can I have a motion to
I'll
go
make a motion that we go into executive session for the purpose of
personnel?
personnel.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor? Are we off?
No. You want me?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.